using the right terminology and the right words as to what we say to ourselves is important, because if we say, I'm being abandoned, then you really feel that way. And that's a really violent way, an unsafe way to feel. It's very hurtful. It's deep. Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. I previously made a video about marriage and polygyny and abandonment issues, about abandonment of respect, trust, controlling our mouths, what we say to each other, about each other, behind each other's back and in front of each other's faces, abandoning compassion and communication, and different love, support, things like that. But I also wanted to make a part 2 to that video because I want to specifically address actual abandonment, what that means and what it does not mean. I remember early on, I felt as though the scheduling was weird for me because I was used to seeing my husband all the time. And I'm like, I feel abandoned. It was so funny because my grandmother was like, he's coming back tomorrow. Because, he didn't abandon me at all. We have the same schedule we had all those years ago that we still have to this day. It works for our family. I love it because it's customizable to your family as long as time and money is shared equally. But I remember being in a haze of like, okay, okay, what's going on, And I was explained to in great detail and agreed to scheduling and different things like that. But I was just getting used to it and using the right terminology. Although we miss our spouses, although they might not be with us physically in front of us where we can see them, that doesn't mean they abandon us. That just means they're at the other house and the schedule is what it is and they have to respect what Allah wants them to do or commands for the men in polygyny to do. And I know that some people that watch our channel are not Muslim, but that is indeed how it works. But one Muslim brother's schedule is not going to look identical to the next one, and the wives either. It's just whatever works for your family that everyone agrees upon, as long as the time is shared equally. Just for people that might be new, I wanted to make sure that I said that so that you're not confused about or have that question in your mind and it goes unanswered. Let's get back to this abandonment. Now, using the right terminology and the right words as to what we say to ourselves is important, because if we say, I'm being abandoned, then you really feel that way. And that's a really violent way, an unsafe way to feel. It's very hurtful. It's deep. Now, I did have a sister that was a client say to me, I haven't seen my husband in a couple weeks. I don't know where he is. I don't know what's going on. I haven't talked to him, and they're in the same city. And I was just absolutely amazed by that, because I thought to myself, if this is true, because I always want to say if this is true, to be fair, because I didn't have both sides. I had one. I just was amazed. I said, that must feel horrible. Did he marry her to not see her? I mean, you got to kind of ask these questions, no matter how simple they may be. They're deep. What is the why? What is the intention? Is it just to marry and then say, see you later? Is it to say you have just more than one wife so you can boast or brag? What is the intention? Is it to help others? Is it to expand your family and love and be more, as Coach Nazir says? Because I believe in that as a wife, as a mother. I believe in being more. And I'm not going to tell anybody else what their more is supposed to look like, especially if I'm not a father and a husband. And we're grown here. Nobody's locked into any marriage. We can leave if it does not fit the criteria or the goals that we have set forth as a couple, as individuals. If rights are being abandoned, God-given rights, if those are being abandoned, that's a problem, and that needs to be addressed. I feel as though our marriages, in order to be successful, we have to be able to sit down and talk to each other about what concerns one another, whether it's the men, our husbands, whether it's the women, the wives, or our children. It is very important for each person to have a voice and their voice matter. Now, that doesn't mean we have to agree. We might agree to disagree. We might move on by it. We might grow and learn and do better and show up for each other and support each other more. I'm all about people supporting one another and being healthy. You can be in polygyny and it be a complete disaster, toxic, unhealthy. You can be in it and be beautiful. Sometimes things have to be ugly before they're beautiful. You know, such as a wound that is healing. It's going to be ugly before it is beautiful. And you got to see the people that we have to really figure out if the people that we're married to are worth staying married to and working on things, or do you have to leave the marriage? You know, after exhausting every effort. I don't want to get on YouTube and act like things are not happening that are of a toxic nature. And I'm not going to get on this channel and act like things are just a bust and horrible. And it's just, you know, these stories of failure after failure. We have stories of triumph in the polygynous community. Beautiful stories of sisterhood and coming together as a family, connecting as spouses and expanding love and community. We do have that, but we do have situations where the leadership in our individual communities are not addressing what's going on that's abusive, that's toxic, that's dangerous, that's violent, that is dismissive and disrespectful to our rights as our human rights, our Islamic rights, which cover a lot of that, and spousal, financial rights, you know, monetary, to be very, very specific. I wanted to talk about this because we have had people reach out to us and ask some really great questions. You guys asked some good questions, really good questions. Some of them helped me connect to what I might have went through or might have overcome or might have known someone else to have went through and overcome. And, you know, you come out successful on the other side with that really good work and dedication and commitment to growth. Now, but with that, there are those abandonment issues. Those are real hardcore physical abandonment issues. I talked about the goals and the different areas in our marriages that we have to maintain and take care of and embrace and cultivate and nurture every single day. But being abandoned in polygyny, there are women that are in shelters. There are women that, with their children, they don't have anywhere to go. There's a breakdown within the marriage and they're just left out in the cold. A friend of mine was telling me about someone she knew specifically that was going through this, and in a different city. It doesn't matter because she's still our sister, and what to do and how to come together to kind of help her out and see what can be done and collect as much information as possible in order to get her in a situation where she feels safe and supported by her Muslim community. And I really, you know, I get a little emotional when I think about some of the struggles that people are going through, especially in our community, because that's where I am most. I'm in the community that I live in the most, but that doesn't mean I turn a deaf ear, a blind eye to my sisters and brothers that are struggling. May Allah make it easier for them. Yeah, we were just talking about it yesterday, so it's very fresh in my mind and heavy on my heart. Yeah, that Ooh, that gets me because I'm a people person and I love to help people and I love to make them smile, make them feel safe and make them feel loved. Not everybody, because everybody's not a loving spirit and they don't want it, and that's fine. I give it to the people that do. That support and that courage that I now have to talk about those issues that are really scary. The OPR team as a whole has that courage. And alhamdulillah, it is from Allah. I don't take any praise for any of that because these are things that we all made the offer, that we get understanding and the ability to help others and the voice and the courage and the knowledge. And I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near that because I'm doing my own work. We all are because we're people and we are not perfect. And it's just being on that journey every day, working on your personal development. You know, you're building yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, so you can support this soul that's living in their body every day the best way you can. And part of that is being in marriage the best way we can and in kindness and not abandoning the rights that we have upon one another that were given to us by our Creator. So I really wanted to address that. If you are feeling as though you are being abandoned, if you feel as though you are abandoned, have a conversation. Talk to prayerfully. You have supportive local leadership that can help you through that and get the best care, the best support that you can. And if not, please come back to this channel and we will talk about these issues more. I think this will be an ongoing discussion of the different areas of polygyny and marriage and the rights and the leadership that needs to be in place in order for all of us to feel safe and supported and in a peaceful, functional, productive environment as a people, as a community of polygynous people, even the people that are in monogamy and they're not in polygyny. Same, let's band together, help one another, be there for each other, especially there for our spouses to whom we should feel safe in talking about issues that we have concerns with and about. I really pray that we're treating each other in kindness and we're treating each other the best way that we can as people, especially Muslim people to my Muslim family and audience. Let's do the best that we can to do that. But ask yourself some questions. Is it an environment that you're in? Is it safe, supported, peaceful? And if it's not, how can you get to that point? A lot of it is self-awareness and having those difficult conversations and being peaceful when you're doing that, bringing up your concerns. And, I love to point people to Islam. It is an invitation for everyone. So finding someone that's more knowledgeable is one of the best things that I did, that someone that could teach me and support me in my journey in polygyny, through polygyny, finding my happiness, finding my joy, finding, the ability to celebrate who I am and rediscover who I am and what I loved most about me, So I hope you guys got some gems from this video. I did feel like I needed to make a part 2 because there are indeed some serious, severe issues as far as marriage and especially polygyny, which is a different form of marriage that predates Islam. I wanted to bring that topic up of abandonment and feeling as though you're, loneliness and abandonment they're different. Abandonment means somebody's not coming back. They have no intention upon coming back. And we need to get down to those really ugly truths and figure that thing out. I might make a part 3, and that would be more of a story time that I want to share with you all about some true abandonment. Okay. And that was early on in my coaching. It was something that I've never seen or heard of in my entire life, but I do want to share that as an example, probably in part 3, which I'll probably be filming very soon. So once again, I'm Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com, where we help couples find fulfillment in their marriage, in their relationships. And we just want to say, if you're willing to do your work, I'm going to leave you with a little GLC. But before that, pointing you to our socials. If you don't follow us on our social medias, please do. We are Outstanding Relationships on IG, and we're Outstanding Personal Relationships here on YouTube and Facebook. You can follow us there. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and make sure that you're practicing GLC, which is growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum. Live in kindness. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
1 is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny relationships and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads. It includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.